Good morning, everybody. It is the morning of the update. It has just gone through. We are currently about 15 minutes after the update finished. Let's see if we can have a look and see if any of my predictions were correct. We're going to start with the one thing that I'm most excited for, which was the Wang Yu. Go down here to our Omega Special Deal, and there she is. Uh, just like I expected, it only had a roll bonus option, but these are kind of good stats. I'll be honest. These are not bad. The biggest disappointment about this is that it only has 6 high slots. Um, yeah, I'm going to work on getting that, so let me go to the store. Let me go to regular pirate, yes, there we go. Go to Plex, go to 12. It's going to require 6,000 Plex for me to get that 1 year. Okay. And that should give me a bunch of Omega Clone activations. And let's go back to the event. The Omega Special Deal, alright. So we've got 500 million plus 400 Plex. 500 million plus 500 Plex. The Wang Yu, 600 million plus 600 Plex, and then 600 million plus 700 Plex. So let's go ahead and claim that real quick. In total, that was 18,000 insurance points, 2.2 million ISK, 2,200 Plex, 9 million skill points, 13 million Lazarite units for respecking, a Nanocore reset supply with an option of 80 cloud learning. That's actually insane. The Wang Yu prototype itself. The stats look alright. The stats look alright right now. And then you've got the Nanocore upgrade supply. Open to get all items from list, so when you open this, you'll get every single one of these. And then you'll have the Wang Yu Celebration Core. Interesting that it doesn't have a different core for it. You have the option of having extra damage against the shield weapon systems with drone with all drone fighter damage or missile turret damage. If you're going for the AI, the golden core on this thing, I would highly suggest you choose both of the damage types in the high sec, or have the shield option in null sec and low sec. The first attribute is inertia, scan resolution, and warp speed. Scan resolution is probably going to be a good option, or the inertia modifier will be a good option. The second option you get is capacitor, flight velocity, or shield. Because, I mean, I'm always going to be for the shield or the capacitor. I prefer to live. Let's see here. The what is this? The third attribute gives you the options of drone damage, missile torpedo damage, or turret damage. The fourth option is warp stability, shield booster boost amount, or shield. On that one, I think your best options are going to be either the warp stability or the boost amount. After that, you've got your extra resistances. So on something like a Wang Yu, where you should have the resistances all being the same across shield, armor, and hull, you're gonna want whatever you're expecting to go up against. So if you're shield tank, you're gonna want the EM resistance or the thermal resistance. If you want to go with an armor tank, you're gonna want the explosive or the kinetic resistance as your options. The last option is going to be turret damage, missile damage, and drone damage. Okay, not exactly crazy, but let's at least have a look at it. There it is. Ooh. So remember how I was saying, I had seen images of the Lucent Moon, but it wasn't folded down. Well, that's exactly what the Wang Yu is. It's not as big as the Lucent Moon. That's probably a good thing. It does look pretty mean. I like it. Cap stable. Can I fit that? No. Okay. What should you put on a Wang Yu? I'm not really sure. I know I have a bunch of skills in large drones and large missiles, so I'll probably do that for this one. Let's see if they've... Yeah, those are fine. Still. What to choose? Let's at least get this, Nanocore on here. We're gonna grab our drone damage on that one. Yeah, I can't say I really care much for the Celebration Core itself. I'd much rather have the base skin. So those are the base colors for the Wang Yu. And it does not allow for an AI core. Really? Well, that's interesting. No AI core allowed on the Wang Yu. That's actually kind of upsetting. Alright. Well, before we do anything with this thing, let's go ahead and go to the market. Actually, let's not go to the market. Let's go to the store. And there we go. Faction Battleship Opt Box. We have the Anubis, the Annihilator, the Marzio, the Azazel and the Cobra. You are limited to one option. Let's have a look at... Wow, look at that drone damage. Holy mackerel. Kinetic and thermal, and radius, shield resistance at 5. Wow. That Cobra is gonna be something insane, isn't it? Right, we're gonna go through and compare a little bit between the faction battleships, the old ones, what, ooh. The old ones versus the new ones. Alright, roll bonus for the Rattlesnake and the Cobra. We're gaining 20% drone damage there, 50% EHP. You're gonna gain an extra 5% large drone damage from skills. Same amount of command range. You're gonna gain an extra 15% kinetic and thermal damage. You're gaining an extra 7.5% torpedo explosion radius, and then an extra 5% shield res, so we'll go from 20% to 25%. You do gain a high slot, which is really nice, but you do not gain an extra drone slot. Okay, up next is the Azazel, which is supposed to be the Balgorn upgrade. Start with there is no... Okay, so the roll bonus. You'll get Energy Nosferatu is not limited to capacitor. 75% armor plate, armor hit point bonus. That's a lot of health. That's a healthy meatball. Can fit rapid firing module. Alright. Your electronic warfare bonuses are the same for absorption and neutralizing, but you lose the web of fire for extra Nosferatu and neutralizer. As for damage, you'll be gaining an extra 5% damage and per level, and that is it. Let's go ahead and just quickly look at the tactical modules and see if we can find the rapid firing tactical module. What does this do for you? You will gain a 20% capacitor recharge time, a 10-second activation on the module. It gains 20% tracking speed. It will use 50 gigajoules per activation. You will lose spot accuracy, and you will gain 30% activation time. That could be dangerous for a Balgorn. I mean, that is really scary for a Balgorn. It is only 300 Aurum for these boxes. Let's have a look at the Marzio next. Does this one have a specialty? Nope. Okay, so it does not get access to the covert ops. What you call it. Yeah, so it does not get access to the covert ops cloak. The warp speed bonus is the same, so I was wrong about the increase. you do get an extra 10 seconds of damage control activation time. That's going to make it really good for using these Cyno field generators that it can get. You are getting a DPS increase. You're going up by 7.5% overall or something like that. That's pretty good. And it looks like you're also gaining warp drive signature radius penalty. So if you're using a micro warp drive on this, it's going to reduce your signature radius more than. I didn't look at the Balgorn to see if it got an extra high slot. No, it did not. It did gain a low slot, though. Okay. So, the Mercurial and the Marzio use the same, layout. Let's have a look at the Annihilator and the Vindicator. Okay. So instead of going up to 50%, you got 40% on your stasis web resistance. And it can fit a repair module. All of your slots are exactly the same across the board for equipment. You are gaining a DPS increase, 2% on per level of railgun damage, which is an extra 10% damage. And let's see here. We've got the same speed decrease, the same effective range, the same warp disruptor effective range, and then it also gets the warp drive capacitor penalty reduction. Okay. I mean, nothing crazy on the Annihilator. The extra 10% damage is a little scary. And here is the one I was kind of interested in. Oh boy. We're gonna have Sniper Barghest. Let's see here. Same reduction in flight time, 20% increase in flight velocity, and extra point in warp jammer strength, same there. Can fit sniper modules. Alright, so we've got an extra 7.5%. No. You've got 2.5% per level, so 12.5% extra damage. And then you've got the Warp Scrambler range, that's the same. Warp Disruptor range, the same. Target Painter target effect of 7.5% and 10% Target Painter optimal range. That's pretty cool. You do have an extra low slot. Very nice. I think if I was going to choose any of these ships, the Cobra or possibly the Anubis would be the ones that I would choose for high-tech PvE. The other three would do extraordinarily well in low-sec and null-sec. Let's go ahead and look at that sniper module, because if it reduces the firing activation, meaning makes it longer, the Anubis is dead on arrival. Okay, it does say it minus 30% weapon activation time, which I believe is the same stat that we had on the rapid firing. Primary weapon activation, minus 30%. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay. Sniper tactical module. 25% extra damage. Plus 50% activation time. Well, that's dead on arrival. Okay, so let me rephrase that. The only ship I would choose out of all those would be the Cobra. The, the Azazel looks really nice. The Marcio could be really good for fleet combat. The Annihilator is just a Vindicator. And the Anubis is dead on arrival. The Annihilator didn't say it. Yep, there it is, the fit repair modules. Let's have a look at that repair module. 20% extra repair bonus, 20% capacitor recharge time, minus 20% module activation time for repairs, I'm assuming, and then you'll get an extra 20% shield boost amount if they're using shield booster. I don't know, just make the Vindicator a little bit more tanky overall. Man, I knew they would do that too. 50% additional activation time, so it doesn't double it, which is good, but you're gonna lose DPS because of the activation time. That is really unfortunate. Like I said, out of all these ships, the only one I would choose would be the Cobra. Okay. Well, that is certainly something. Let's see, how much they are on the market currently. The Cobra, 8.2 billion if somebody's putting a request up for. Alright. I will probably just go ahead and use whatever Aurum I can get. And I will get one of each box. And get myself a Cobra for 3 characters. And that Wang Yu looks so cool. Let's go ahead and just do the things that I would do to it. Missile launchers, rapids. We did not get large decomposers. So that's a problem. It has 6 high slots. Mid slots you've got drones. I'm debating whether or not you go with taking off all of the hurricanes. I mean, they would work very well on it. What's the difference between the hurricanes I have and the hurricanes that on the market. Okay, that's a pretty good amount. I think I'll get 4 of those. And then I will get 4 of the guards. Oh, sentry drones. They moved them. Hello, hello, how are you today? Sniper guard. Yeah, I'm not paying 1 point something billion for that. Let's go ahead and see the base stats on these weapon systems. And then we'll see which, alright, already over 1,000 DPS, that's not terrible. I mean, when you're looking at, oh boy, that is a large difference, but I do have all these ballistic controls down here, so we're going to ignore that. We're going to put all the prototype guards in here, and we're going to run these assault hurricanes. So they're looking at 34. These are 35. Okay, so it'll be fairly close. Yep. 1 unit dead on arrival. That's unfortunate. Do I have any... I'm definitely gonna run that. Oh, it doesn't have shared resistance. Interesting. Because if I remember correctly... Where's the Kenya? It doesn't. Okay. Okay. So on this thing, you're gonna want the EM or the thermal resistance if you're running armor. Just like I said, or kinetic and explosive. Okay. How's that defense looking? It's got plenty of health. It certainly does have plenty of health. 36. Okay. That's acceptable. Just gonna throw one of these on here for now. I don't really care about that. And then I need 4 ballistics. I wonder if I should go 2 ballistics and 2 drone things. Drone damage amplifiers. Let's go ahead and do just buy all 4 of those. And then ballistic control. Is that the one I'm looking for? Yes. Let's start with the drone stuff, because it does get 150% drone damage bonus. And there's not really a reason why it shouldn't be able to work with this. Is it activating that properly? It is. Okay. Check out with 2 ballistic controls. That is better. So 2,394 without rigs. 2,454 with rigs. Without rigs. Let's go ahead and get our activation time. Let's see what it'll do with the prototype guards. $775. Yeah, you lose so much DPS focusing on those drones. I do feel like this might be the best option, having 2 and 2. Capacitor of 7 minutes with all that running. Get a couple of Nosferatus on here. That'll be fine. Combat rigs. Weapon rigs. I need activation time. Alright. Since I'm mostly focused on the missiles, I'll do that. So that's not too different from the Raven Navy in terms of DPS. However, let's go out to space real quick. Wonder how many people have their along you. I just want to see local while I'm doing this. Is there a special mode? No, there is not. Replace. Okay. Yep, there goes a Marzio. I believe that is an Annihilator. This is the new Valgorn. No, it's not. There's probably another Marzio. Yep. Um, let's drop the thermal damage. And we'll see where we're at. Oh, that's the new Barkist? Yep. Uh, really? That's all we're getting out of it. 3,600. Well, as excited as I am, because it looks absolutely beautiful, it's, that ain't it, Chief.
Request accepted.
That is not it, Chief. Let's try the aerospace and swap out all of the drone damages. Yeah, wow. That ain't it, Chief. Alright, just like the other rewards for just like the other rewards, like the Gnosis, the Kanyu Logistics, the Kanyu, the Synesis, um, the Praxis, and the Praxis 2, it is not worth your money or your time. That is really unfortunate. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna have to blink everything out here. Okay. I love when it does this. Alright. Go ahead and get our battleship opt boxes. Where's that battleship opt box? Eh? Ah, there it is. They hid it behind all the nanocore boxes. I said the Cobra or the Azazel, or the Azazel. Okay. I've wanted to use a... Wow, I don't have any of the skills for these two other characters. Oh boy. At least my main has almost everything here except for Expert Battleship Command. Okay, so it'll be a little while before I get to use them, because I've got to skill into some stuff. Because I just do not have any of the Expert Battleship Command. Let's go ahead and have a look. I think what'll end up happening is I'll probably end up selling these. Let's go ahead and remove the drones from this thing and the missiles. Also the shield hardener. Okay. So this one will sit on the back burner for a long while until I decide to do something with it. Can this be used for a high slot weapon? No. It does gain an extra high slot over the original rattlesnake. Wheel booster, hardener, couple of large Nosferatus. Okay, 5 low slots to work with. 5 low slots to work with. Means you should probably go 3 drone damage or 4 drone damage and 1 missile. Okay, let's put our hurricanes in here. want to see what it does with... Okay, not much of a difference. It's about the same. Okay. On this one, you would want to go with 3 drone activation times, I believe. Ranks. Drone speed. I believe that's the one. Yeah. That's a lot of money. Alright. And I have the aerospace tactics on. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm better off just selling them. Go ahead and repackage that thing. Alright, so those didn't quite work out for me. Let's go ahead and look at the other new ships that came to game. The destroyers. And I believe they were... Which ones are they? Should be under here, right? Yes. Like I said, the Night Crow is the Stork. 5 high slots, 3 mid slots, 4 low slot. With missile flight velocity of 25%, 5 seconds of damage control, expert small missile torpedo of 15%, and damage, and 15% explosion velocity per level. Expert destroyer command gives you web of fire effective range and inertia modifier. And then expert destroyer defense gives thermal and kinetic. Yeah, these are almost identical to the EVE Online specialty destroyer things, Tech 2 destroyers. Next you have the Salamander with small cannon effective range and interdiction spear launchers. Did the Night Crow have that? No, it did not. Okay, so the Salamander is an interdictor. It gets 10% flight time on that spear launcher, and 15% damage per level with tracking speed per level. The Endurer is also an interdictor. Not sure why they didn't put him down there. Same thing as the Salamander, and the Arato is also an interdictor. Well, the Nightcrow got screwed. Alright. Well, that is the update. It ended up being a lot less exciting than it could have been. Let's see if there's anything else on the market. There's that Dragon Chant Lucky Draw box. You will have to open it 60 times to be guaranteed the capital ship Nanocore op supply for Dragon Champ. And of course, all of these cores should be able to transfer to the new faction battleships. There's the general unit draw box. Opening 20 will grant you the op supply. If you're looking into that, good luck. Everything's still the same there. Concord resets tonight. Interstellar Store. You can use Plex. Wow. Amazing. No, it's Star Interstellar tokens. Alright. Well, I know that people are gonna make a lot of amazing ships out of the new battleships and destroyers. But when it comes down to it, they are not more effective than my current setup with the Raven navies. And not in that short of time, we'll probably have the sales of our Cobras. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and reset up the Wong Yu. I'm willing to bet that the Azazel is going to be the best option of all of them. Um, but that's it. Alright. Goodbye, everybody, and maybe later today we will do a longer grind stream. Take care and be safe.